So while I was talking to drawer number 12, I just wrapped washi tape. And this is what I keep my thin washi tape for, to get around here with not all that, crap hanging out. It still feels like it's not as, and then this is a new type of single placer for me, so I've been dying to check that out. And with that, I really have not used anything inside of my single placer since I learned about glue dots. Where have I been? Let's see, this is a new point for me. So I'm going to put one here. Let's start with one and just put it in there. I love glue dots. And when I did my midnight madness, like that was the kickoff to Witch, and I did my first show as a creator at midnight, and you guys fell asleep to me talking, and the pop 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 of the glue dot. So there's two in there. We'll see. I use three. So let's tear this off, get rid of that. Yeah, I'm looking forward to finishing this. I did a lot with my Raven yesterday too. I think I put a post up. Here's our beautiful little witch. This is the first time I've ever had an event. Oh, I guess this is where I left off because I put it in there. Sometimes I could be so organized. It's scary. It's scary. And I have my little witch lily pad, and I'm wetting my finger here so that I can pop open. See how nice that is? So you can use these for more than just, wetting your wax. I love it. There we go. What? Oh, this is the end that's sideways. Okay. Yeah, so that's what's going on. He just said that he thinks he's not getting done this case this week. They told him that, a week, but he's like, there's no way that this case is getting done this week. Oh, this feels so good in my hand. It feels really nice. Okay. Yeah, he said that this is going to go until next week and maybe even into the following week. I'm like, boy, you really got a case. Did I do this already? Oh, no, there's a few here. Yeah, so how about that? Johnny's on the case. I am freezing. And you know what? I'll be down here all day. And, because this is a third-party delivery, I'm probably, I'm at their mercy. They may deliver today. They may deliver. And this is the way it goes. They may deliver. So let's get you guys closer, because all you're looking at is like the length of my hair. I can't believe how long my hair has gotten. I've cut it. I don't know how many times already. And I don't know. Maybe I'm just in a season of hair growth. Let's see. And I think it's the dose. I've said that since I've been on the dose that my hair grows wild. I have some in this little crescent moon too. I'm usually, I've never really taken just the plastic off and have done like big pieces. I have to move my hand here. I'm gonna get my skin on here. But with this, I kind of traveled around this canvas. I just have a few here. I know I'm out of the shot, but there's just a few here in the crescent moon. I want to keep moving, you guys. And I don't know. I don't like it. It doesn't make me feel not organized. I don't like hunting and pecking. I have my order of things. I was talking about it yesterday with, the confetti chaos, and I still use those principles, even if it's not confetti, to follow. And it's too frenetic for me. I'm just moving all over the place, and I'm like, I gotta look. Did I look here? And like, there's like just one here, just one. Oh, it drives me nuts. Yeah. So looking around. I probably took these out because I saw some that I missed. I was trying to stay concentrated in this area, but I think I'm going to stay here because I don't feel like moving the camera. Can you see this part? Yeah, you can see this part. A little bit of this part. What else is going on? So yeah, the Allman Brothers. This is Michael Allman. This is Greg Allman's son that my John's friend is drumming for. Oh, there's another one. See what I mean? Like, I don't like all this hunting and pecking. It just makes me crazy. Oh, there's a couple more here. I do like this point though, this single placer. And so it's out in Bridgeport, and John talked to Mark this morning. He said, what time are you hitting the stage? And he said 9 o'clock. Now, I went to an Allman concert not too long ago, and they were an hour and a half late. So I don't know if that's going to happen all the time, but it's a really cool, like, Southern rock band, and I love that. And I was listening to some of the music this morning because I want to get familiar with it. Like, what am I going to be listening to tonight? And I was really getting into it. It's a great band. And I just, I'm like, John, 9 o'clock means what? Maybe 10 o'clock. And he's like, I know. And then we have an event that we're going to on Sunday. And then it's a ride. It's a ride up. It's a ride back. Then we're getting in the car at I don't know what time. I know I saw two together. Two of this symbol together. And now, you know, you look away. And that's a good thing. Look away, get some hot chocolate, and then look back, and then you'll see it. Or you'll see another one. Oh my God. Everything. I love these little vessels that I have, but everything stays extremely hot, and then it seems like you're drinking it for like ever and a day. Here it is. And I lost it again. Oh, here it is. Where'd you go? Okay. Let me make sure. It doesn't matter how many times you make sure. You're going to put this away and it's going to pop up at you. So you just put it away. So you guys are going at it with the there's one right there. See what I mean? With the voting for the winter canvas. And I said, oh, it's a tie. And then I seen some messages that I didn't see. It's like when I go into the community part on the studio, I see messages. But then I go in and I check my notifications, and I saw earlier messages that came in at 3 hours before. I'm like, so it really wasn't a tie. It was really that Quiet Storm was Quiet Storm. I'm thinking of WDAS, the Quiet Storm. A Quiet Snow was leading. So she really wasn't. She was somewhat leading, and then it was tie, and then who came? The Golden Christmas came in, and everybody's like, you know, there's like an emotional connection there with you. I could hear it in your voice that you really like. And I like them both. I said to you guys, I love them all. They're my canvases. Of course, I love them. There's three. Three that I missed here. What am I doing? What am I, drunk? Here's another one. Oh, my God. Well, you get to see me pick them up out of the bag. I do like having baggies. Now, I'm not going to have baggies for either one of those canvases. Whoever pulls into the lead, I think I'm just going to do them both. But, you know, I want to have a clear winner. Look, there's like 4 of them over there. Oh my God. So I was thinking, I never emptied out the case for one of my angels. And I thought, oh, she's already kitted up, because Yvonne gave me hers. She's like, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do this canvas. I'm just not going to do it. I think Yvonne gave me the female. She gave me the male angel, and she gave me a beautiful, majestic cat. And she said it reminded her of Foofy. I was like, oh, it does remind me of Foofy, which is why I have these beautiful canvases, and I want to get them done. I don't want them laying in my closet anymore. Oh, it's still burning hot. Okay. So I was like, oh, the kit is already kitted up. I don't even have to kit the kit up. But that female angel, she was a lot. She took a lot out of me. She really did. And then I don't know how people do the same canvas. I have heard Katie say, well, I think I'm going to do this one again. I like it so much. I'm like, you have such a big stash of canvases. You're going to do the same one. But I've seen her do, the same Josephine wall. I would have a stroke just trying to even think that I could do a Josephine wall. I would be too overwhelmed. She did the same Josephine wall from 2 different companies. She's just fabulous. And she was comparing the difference between the two. And the rendering was totally different. I mean, what a gift. You know, what a labor of love, you know, from her to us to have someone do 2 renditions of one canvas. It's amazing. She's amazing. And I think even Anthony did a canvas. It was a really beautiful scene too. It was like a waterfall scene. I think he made one for his friends who were getting married. And then I think he already did it. So God bless you guys that go back in to do, you know, I don't have that kind of attention span. Here we go. This is an A-B drill. So I have, who's putty in here? I have Tracy's putty. I think Tracy's putty does a good job of picking up A-B drills too. This is the Witch putty. I have my Art Dot Blue here. Just in case anybody gets rowdy. And my Art Dot Blue putty picks up ABs wonderfully. I did Nordic Winners, some of you know, and Nordic Winner was Streamer Design, and it did a fabulous job on Nordic. I mean, oh wow, this is still loose. Look at the head. Look at the head. This just makes me not, like, you guys have no idea how nuts this makes me look. This is also drilled all the way through. I guess you guys that are using E-pens, like, this is your jam then. Maybe I can't use a thin washi tape on this, because I think how you drill the depth, there's not a lot of neck on this. Look at it. There's not a lot of neck on that. Unless DAC is making these just for their pens and not anybody else's, which I don't think that that's the case, because Katie has a lot of her own custom pens. What are we going to use here? Maybe because it had some foil on it, it didn't do a good job. But then see, like, these are, here, I'll use this one. I don't want anything too wide. Or maybe I can't wrap it. Maybe I have to wrap it around the neck and above it. I don't know. This drives me nuts. Wait, go this way. I keep these on here. I'm going to wrap it all the way up, even though it's going to drive me crazy looking at that washi tape sticking out. I have to check Foofy again. I feel like I got a baby in the next room. I got to go back in, see if the baby's up. Oh, God. God, give me strength. Jesus, be with me. Look, it's coming out. How are you supposed to be able to use these in any other pen? And I'm really enjoying this pen. I want to use it. All right, I'm going to give it one more try. This is my Jane Davenport washi. You could feel almost how tacky this is. You could feel it. It's got a lot of strength to it. Come on, Jane. I'm right-handed. I gotta go this way. Come on, Jane. I gotta take lessons how to wrap the washi tape around the neck of the placer so that it stays on and that it's a tight fit. Katie does it 1, 2, 3. I've watched her do it 1,000,000 times. It's still loose. All right, let me start picking up because I'm starting to get the shakes. Either that or we're just going to be single placing. But I like to multi. Oh, I have a glue dot in here. So the glue dot is picking up AB drills, no problem. It's like no matter what you have, there's always, you know, you think, oh, skinny placers, this is great. There's nothing on there. You got to get one on there first. Skinny placers, this is great. We don't have the fat placers anymore. We could see where we're going, and it's aligning better. But the caveat is that it might not, might not work. And then you're back to square one again. It's like, you know, oh, if you use our pens, they work. Who are you, Apple? And then I like to test my putties to make sure that they're working, so I know what I have to tell you or show you. Like, look, it's working, it's working. It's not sticking, it's not pulling out the putty. There's no putty on the AB. The AB is not damaged in any way. I love the feel of this pen, though. I do love the feel of it. I wonder why those little rubber bands don't work, though. I believe I was listening to somebody say that there's a wider rubber band. And because I write, I do hold my pen like I would a fountain pen, or, you know, I hold it the way that I would hold a pencil or a pen. All right, all done in there. We're all done, but there's a few more of you. And of course, you're up here where I can use my placer. It's so beautiful out today too, and I'm not out, but I'm going to be taking the weekend off. I've been trying to take the weekends off. Tammy just put a post up. What are you doing this weekend? What are your diamond painting plans? And I'm like, I'm trying to, you know, especially with the holiday coming up, there's so much to do here in Philly. Well, there's going to be anyway. And I'm trying to, you know, schedule stuff in, because I am in a lot of the time. I am indoors. I am one of those people that loves her house and doesn't mind being inside. Did I watch anything last night? Oh, I know what I watched last night. It came on. I'm telling you, sometimes I get lost in free movies on YouTube. I watched. Do you want to believe I watched Moonstruck again? There are so many. The dialogue. It's like you don't get a break. You know. Like there's like I really, you know, well, the only thing I like about when Cosmo has his girlfriend out is that he's in Cafe Reggio, and that's where I used to hide out at when I had to get away from everybody. It was around the corner from my own coffee shop, and I would go hide out over there. I loved it. It was like stepping into your grandmother's kitchen, and I used to hide out there with a cappuccino and a cannoli. So I do like that part, but if I had to skip over something, I'd probably, you know, skip over that, because the dialogue with him and his girlfriend is just goofy, you know, the birds and stars with the bracelet. And, you know, that area is like right where my cafe was, right there. And so I like looking at the old neighborhood, McDougal Street and Prince Street. But I just love the dialogue. I love the dialogue. It's so funny. And for as many times as I've watched this movie, I'm picking up things that I never really noticed before. Like when he tells Cher, call my brother. And she's like, you got a brother? And he's like, yes, we haven't spoken in 5 years. And he puts his hand up. He goes, we haven't spoken in 5 years. And he looks in his hand and he goes, oh. It's like you wouldn't catch that unless you saw the movie already. And I'm like, oh my God, I never caught that before. I never caught him looking at his hand and saying, you know, getting like, oh, like I can't even look at my own hand because I know what happened. You know, the old lady that's cursing the plane because her sister's on it. I, I put a curse on that plane. It should be swallowed up by the ocean. So did you imagine you have a loved one on that plane and you're talking to some old Sicilian woman that's telling you she cursed the plane? So I watched that again last night just to have something on in the background while I was working and just laughing at the dialogue. And then there's things that are being said that are like a foreshadowing to to a later conversation that I never picked up before too. So that was fun. And it went right into, I was like, what is this movie that I'm watching? And yet I was so busy that I couldn't get the remote to like press the button and say, what the hell am I watching with Sandra Bullock? And who was it? Oh, I can't remember his name. He's a very good looking actor. I think his name is Peter in real life too. And she saves him off the train tracks. He gets, you know, I think maybe he got mugged and he got pushed onto the train tracks, and she's working the L and she jumps on the track and she rescues him because she loves him. She sees him every day and she loves him. She knows, she's just like, he's my ideal man. And the whole this is another story that, you know, just takes, I need another glue dot, that just goes off into you know, a little white lie that turns into a big story now, and like she's in it now. They think that she's his fiance when they get him to the hospital, and I'm like, what is this movie? And I didn't realize it until the end when he says to her, when did you fall in love? And she said, while you were sleeping. I was like, oh, I remember that movie, While You Were Sleeping. I don't think I've ever seen it, but it was really very cute. The tapping, the popping is just so great, isn't it? When you put a glue dot in. I gave up on the placer. I gotta go check that crazy cat. So I'm very excited about, so the only thing that I might do, well, it depends on Johnny. If he says, I gotta go do a practice or something, then I will look and see who the winner is. I'm giving you guys like all day today too to make up your minds, like who you want to see for the winter project. But Tammy's doing a winter project, and I'm like, oh, I think I want to do something with Tammy and support her. I don't know what it is. I'll have to ask her tonight when I see her. I'm so glad I didn't get a replacement for tonight, because I really thought that we were going to be able to go to this. But when they said 9 o'clock, I'm like, we're old. I'm an old lady. I'm not going out at 9 o'clock at night. Well, you know, driving and then waiting for them to hit the stage at 9 o'clock. And then, you know, coming back home, driving, you know, I am not too keen about being on the road at night. That's not me, you know. So, make sure I got them all. Does it make any difference? No, just put it away, because, you know, you're going to see another one as soon as you put it away anyway. So, very cute. She's coming along. I want to have her done tonight by the time we meet up on YouTube tonight on Tammy's channel, Diamond Painting with NMD. So I want to have this done so that, you know, who's next? Who's next? What just went in? Let's do the, I'm trying to stay in the vicinity. Let's do the 7s. This is number 30. And say you get one of these that you get at the dollar store, and you just drop your bags in and you're kitted up, right? I do put the labels on. Number 7. Of course, number 54. Oh, right here. Here we go. How about that? Wet my fingertips so I can open my baggie. I could see a couple of spots that aren't so tacky, probably because my hand, that's the other thing I don't like about having this all exposed. You know, I lean on it. I don't know. Other people take the plastic off. And this is the way I worked when I first learned how to diamond paint. I just pulled the plastic off and I started diamond painting. I was going A and doing all the A's, then all the B's. Thank God I had a little bit of experience under my belt. before I did my big, what was it? Oh my God, this pen. This pen needs some new putty. Before I did my big Diamond Art Club canvas from Sylvia Strick, the Winter Fox. I love her. I feel like I talk about the same things all the time, but I keep in mind that there's always people that are new. And, you know, maybe you don't know my story. Take a piece of this. Oh, I don't push my placers in. I push the putty in, not the placer. And you really only need a little bit. I do like this putty, but I am curious about other putties, but I'm trying not to be a consumer, right? Isn't that a terrible word? I'm really being very mindful of the energy that words carry. And, you know, that's why I don't use influencer. It would never even cross my mind to call someone in this community an influencer. It just wouldn't. I don't think that you guys are influencers. I think that you're creators. I look at you as creators. And I guess that depends on, you know, what you focus on. I focus on creating. I don't focus on influencing. And I just think, too, oh God, no one influences me. I do, and I influence myself, you know? You might give me some information, but, you know, to say that you influence me means that I hand my power over to you, and I'm not about to do that. Because, you know, I think we've been there. I think when you're younger, you're more apt to be influenced. Maybe not. Maybe when I was younger. But now today that you guys are so lucky, you have so much energy at your fingertips. You have so much you have so much information at your fingertips. It's probably really hard to get influenced. You know? So that's what I think. I think that we were easier to be influenced. But really, what were we focusing on? I'm trying to think of what the heck were we focusing on when we were growing up? Different generation, different mindset. I had friends that were graduating from high school that were, you know, focused on getting married. Like a lot of the girls that I went to school with got married right out of high school. I was like, oh my God, are you crazy? But it's not for everybody. Like college is not for everybody, you know. I was just looking to get out of my parents' house. This wasn't going to go from one house to another. But, you know, that was me. It made other people happy. Other girls happy. And I have girlfriends that are still married from high school. Beautiful. Beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing because it's not, marriage is not easy. It's not easy. And I think that the questions that you need to ask yourself, or at least be counseled on, are not asked, right? They ask like the basic question. It's still very old-fashioned, you know, the questions that are asked, I think. And I think that there's really very important questions that need to be asked. You know, what kind of personality are you? What kind of personality is your partner? You know, what kind of household did you grow up in? That's a big one because it comes into play. You know, who's going to handle the money? And who's going to pay the bills? You know, or be responsible for paying the bills, I should say. You know, I mean, I think that there are things that women are great at and they should handle. And I think there are just things that men are great at and they should handle. It's not that it's just different, not just different energy because you are built differently. You think differently. Men totally think differently than women, and women think totally different than men. And women have like magic powers. I'm sorry, but we do. You know, my husband gives me a hard time when I talk about I have a feeling. I have a feeling. And he's like, feelings are not tools of cognition, Elisa. No, they're not. But it's a gift that we women possess. So just deal with it. We possess intuition that I don't think that men possess. I just don't. You know, I think women know intuitively about people, places, and things. They just know. You should just always follow their lead. I'm being silly. Anyway, I just do. I think if you have your strengths and your partner has their strengths, go with it. Go with it. You know, just admit it. You know, women are better at some things than men are. Men are better than some things than women are. And you know, God, you got to you have a easy way to organize who does what. Who does what? You know? That is done. What's next? What number are you? 54. 53, 54. Who did I just put down? Sevens. And let me see what's around you. There are arrows, but not that many. Let's do the... Well, I guess I should just stay within the... Let's do the arrows, because that's what's next anyway. So let's just do that. Where are we going? Where are we going? Gotta find you first. Gotta find you on the legend. And I have to go look for this crazy cat. 951. Left finger. Open the bag. And then I want to go check the cat. Okay, he was sitting on the step, ready to come in, Mr. Foofy. Go take a nap, Foofy. Oh, he's going to come over here and sit next to me on the piano bench. What, Daddy? Go sit down. Arrows. Here we go. So Sunday, we're going to... I guess it's kind of like a vendemmia. Which will be nice because we didn't get our Italian festival. It's called Sangra. So it'll be a big Italian get together, which will be nice. It'll be nice. It'll be nice to be in this location where I'm not looking at a fight, because my friend's nephew is a fighter, and we go down there when he fights, you know, support and all. I'm like, I can't, and he's good. Like, you know, he's got that 1, 2, 3 knockout. You know, he's got a great record. People don't last long in the ring, but it's just not my thing. It's not my thing. Watching people punch each other in a ring. So, yeah, it's just not. But, you know, us girls, you know, there's like a little area that you can go out. You know, the ring is right there, but you could still, like, basically walk around. And, like, if that was my nephew in the ring or my son in the ring, I couldn't sit there and watch it. I just couldn't. Am I good? I think I'm good. That was an easy one. All right. Who's next? What the finger? Open the bag. Here we go. And oh, do I have? Oh, I have a I have an AB drill because I just saw one that I missed over here. I got stuck in the tray. There you go. Now you're where you belong. All right, 951. Where did I put the thing? Okay, who's next? Who was after? Oh, the little music sign. I like that one. And that is 3770. But then there was another movie that came on after. I was like, oh, I'm so tired. This is why I'm up. I don't know how people go to sleep with the TV on. My mother says that she has hers set, like she'll go to bed and she's tired, but she sets it for like an hour. And John sleeps with the TV on. And it's like sometimes when you're watching TV, you're just going to sleep. And so like that's probably why people go to sleep with the TV on. But then it's the light in the room that drives me nuts. I'm like, oh, this light in here. Popping out. There we go. And I do have in here my art dot putty, so I can pick these up and they will not stick. But my fingers are sticking. See, I don't like that. My fingers are sticking because, you know, I don't have any plastic covering it. I love, you know, learning how people diamond paint and what they diamond paint, why they diamond paint. And, you know, people that like to diamond paint like this with the plastic off, it's like their hands are never in the plastic. It's never like, I'm not in the plastic, on the canvas. They just know what they're doing. There. Are they all the musical notes? And just go around where I was. Here we were. Here's one. I'm very excited to see. Oh, I didn't go up here, so I missed an arrow. Okie dokie. I'm very excited to see who. Give me this. I'm going to lean on this. I like this because it's got a metal thing on it, but I'm going to lean on this. There we go. I'm excited to see, even though I know it's going to be Quiet Snow because she's in the lead. But I think I'm probably going to start both of them. And I'm very excited that I feel good about the commitment that I made to get out of my closet what is in there. Guys, I got so many beautiful canvases that I forgot I even had. And then I went and looked at my accounts and I got a lot of points because you know why? I was saving my points for the holiday because, you know, I did the girl math and I do better with points than I do with anything that they're offering me. So it's like, oh, I got all these points, you know, I got to use these points that I have. I think I'm like platinum with Dreamer Design. I don't know what I am. And I actually got a black card. I got a black card with DAC. It's upstairs in my room. You guys saw me unbox it. So, I don't know what the black card is. I don't know why everybody's like, oh, I don't get any black cards on any black. I got a black card. And you probably all are like, what? I buy so much and you got a black card. And you're not even aware of it. Here, let me get these two out of here. But, yeah. So, there are black cards. I have my beautiful, I wanted to do my story of Snow White. I have Snow White. I have, I think she's the black card. I have the witch. I wanted to do that one because I wanted to do the story of Snow White. I don't know. I read years ago Women Who Run with the Wolves by Clarissa Pinkola Estes, and she, that's the psychology of fairy tales, and I don't know if she did Snow White. That's a big one. I'm sure she did. So let's put you back. Okay, who came after? Who's next? We have little slashy lines and a U up here. I think I'm going to put some orange in. I just love orange. Let's do the rest of that. So this is 31 and 42. Now, what is that sign? It's a kind of crazy looking sign. It's like a V with lines through it. Okay. This could test your patience for real. So I'm just looking for orange. Oh, here it is, 34. Go by the color when you're unsure. Going for the orange, 34. There's a lot over there. Wet my fingertip. Look how pretty that color is. Yeah, I want to do some color. At least get her hat done. Am I going to get this done before tonight? Am I? What do you think? And you guys, I think I only had one vote on the book. Probably because you guys didn't see. I was thinking I should really do a short. Did I do a short on the book? Yeah, I did shorts on the book to see what you guys want to. Oh, that's the wrong one. See what you guys want to hear next. Is it Rebecca? I had a feeling when I read the opening page of Rebecca, or the back cover, I mean, of Rebecca, that you guys were going to be like, oh, we want to hear Rebecca. Even though, you know, the word gaslighting is like so used today. I thought, oh no, they're going to have a curiosity about the word and where it stems from, because it stems from the movie. And then I was talking to my mother, and she said, how did the rest of the bad seed goes? And I was like, it's totally different than the movie. And she's like, are you kidding me? I'm like, nope. So I said to her, you watched the TV show, the TV remake where Rhoda is older. And she's like, yeah. I'm like, can you tell me what happened? And when she told me, I was like, that's the book. She's like, really? I said, yep. I said, that's the book. And you know what? If I would have watched that movie, if I would have watched the TV rendition, see, I don't like my hand hitting this part. If I would have watched the TV rendition, I would have said they ruined the movie. But really, the TV rendition was following the book. And I think you could probably get away with the book now. I don't think you could have got away with it then. I think it was too heavy. In fact, I was getting very upset reading the last chapter. I was like, I don't know. Should I put this out? Is the content too sensitive? You know, I could put a warning on it, but, you know, I could not see them, you know, following that material for 1956. I thought it was brutal. Especially describing Bessie Danker. I'm not giving anything away. Especially describing her and the type of personality that she was. Anything else orange? Yep. Here we go. Anything else? Anybody? Well, let me see here. I have to hang this up and look at it. This is going to be her hand here. And she has two hands wrapped around the broomstick. Okay. I'm trying to see visually how this is shaping up, you know. And here's her broomstick. Where do I want to go next? Maybe here, there's a lot to get done. I'll do that one. Do that one. Trying to, you know, do these big sections that have a lot going on, because there's even some down here. So now I'm wondering if Rebecca is going to, if the book is going to follow the movie, or if the movie followed the book. I should say that came first. Let's look and see which one are you? You are number 28. We're kind of in the same section of this right here. Okay. I love this for wetting my fingertips. You have no idea. I used to keep some Sortwick out, you know, the fingertip moisturizer. I have so much of it because I used to work in a casino. And, you know, I used to, you know, pay you if you won. So I used to have to count money, and so I was exchanging money. Oh my God, hot chocolate. Really did warm me up too. Going here. And I feel like I have just containers of it. And plus, you know, being in the restaurant business, you know, always handling bills and, you know, paper stuff and filing stuff. Your hands get so dry that I used to love my Sortwick. Trying not to touch anything. So John did call, and like he's like, yeah, it's gonna be too much for us to go out tonight. This was at the, I think it was called the Rib House, and he was like, oh, I was so looking forward to like having ribs tonight. I'm like, well, we can still have ribs, even though I made a big pot of chili. What is this? So I made a huge pot of chili yesterday. I put it right in my Instapot. So easy, you know. You brown your ground beef. I put it on saute, and I throw the ground beef in, a little bit of a little bit of oil on the bottom, maybe two teaspoons, just a couple of turns with the bottle. And I put 2 pounds of ground beef in. It was lean, and I browned that, and then I throw in this season mix, spin it around, and I throw in 2 cans of dark kidney beans. And then I throw in 2 cans of chopped tomatoes. I used the Rodell this time because they had some green chilies in it. And that's it. You put the lid on. And I will set it to the bean section or the, you know, because everything is really practically done. You're just really steaming it. You just got to make sure you have a lot of juice in there. Or, you know, your pressure cooker is not going to go on. But I want to pressure cook it. So I got that done in 20 minutes. My son was here. He's like, I'm starving. I'm like, all right, well, sit down and make chili. He's like, oh, I don't have time for chili. I'm like, you do, but you do. Your mom's going to whip it up real quick. It was delicious, too. And I have so much stuff from the party. You know, as far as, you know, cheeses and stuff. I should really tell John, like tomorrow, what's tomorrow? Saturday? I am getting another roast pork Saturday because I have a whole tray of long hots and I have a whole pound of sharp provolone. They didn't eat anything. I mean, they ate, but we cooked too much. We scaled back and we still cooked too much. So I'm going to do that tomorrow. We usually have chicken cutlet Saturday, but we're going to have roast pork Saturday. Yep. I'm going to go this way so that I could get these in. I'm kind of feeling cozy. I'm kind of feeling like I didn't want to go out. You know? I don't know. When me and John were dating, we were out all the time. We were out all the time. And we didn't start dating until after the pandemic. We still managed to find places to go and things to do. Well, you could have rode down the shore. And things were a little less stringent. You could walk the beach. We were out all the time. Maybe because you couldn't go out. You know, you always want what you can't have. I don't know. But there was nothing better than being out and being in the sunlight. And you could have went anywhere too because you weren't dealing with traffic. You know, he was getting done his delivery so quickly because there was no traffic on the street. You know, and he's working in Center City where all the businesses are. You know, he's like, I could be done like in an hour. You know, there's no traffic. Now forget it. It's a mess again. So, I mean, at least we got to experience the city in like this universal downtime, you know. I'm sure for those that were essential that had to go to work, that was one less thing that they had to deal with, was just having a congestion of people everywhere in the streets and in their cars. And I don't know. I'm always trying to look at the bright side of things. And looking good. We're looking good, Missy. This popping is so mesmerizing to me that I could just, you know, I just feel so calm when I'm doing this. And I love that I'm getting like a little bit closer to the end. Did anyone have any problems with their YouTube on Wednesday? I was in the middle of my Raven event with my members, and some of them were in the event and they got kicked off and couldn't get back on, and some of them were trying to get into the event and couldn't get in. I'm just curious because they were saying, we don't think it's you. And I was actually on my phone because I'm having a problem with StreamYard. I don't know why. Maybe because I'm a free user. But I don't, you know, I'm going to try it this week with my members because I want to try and put anybody that wants to be on the platform on and see what happens. And then if it's getting to be too much, then we'll just go back, just, you know, go do another platform. But I think it would be nice to see what everybody's working on, have you guys on the platform. It's just a member section, so it's not going out into the, you know, everybody seeing you and whatever. I think that would be fun. I'm gonna, you know, bring that up for my member meeting. Anybody? Oh, we're coming together. We're getting closer. I keep pressing this and it's curing. I keep looking to see if that's glue on there. It's not. Okay, there's a couple more. You know, it's getting easier to find them because it's, you know, we're moving into the completion zone. There's still a lot to do here. If I was smart, I would throw my clothes in the washer and then took a break. Any here? Anybody? This looks like it has a lot of this berry, cranberry color in it. How crazy were Quiet Snow's eyes? They look like cranberries. I wonder, like, what goes through, you know, Curtis Reikovich's mind. Like, she's all white, and there's only one AB in that whole kit, and you know, her dress is white, and the little goat that she's handling is white, and they're just sprinkled throughout her hair. It's going to be so fabulous. And then he decided to have these like cranberry eyes. So crazy. All right, what's going on here? There's something in here. It looks like a pencil shaving almost. I need to get my brush. I will brush that out. Looks like a pencil shaving. I was watching this girl this morning, and she's like, the boss is keeping a close eye on things, and her cat was laying on one portion. Like, he was laying right here while she was painting right here. And I'm like, oh my God, the cat here. And it was like a long Persian too. She's like, the boss is watching me. He's keeping an eye on everything. I'm like, oh my God. I thought I had a little brush. I thought I brought a little brush down with me. The little blue brush. Nope. Nope, not here. All right. Who are you? Number 28. Who am I going to do next? I think that this color is a fairy dust. Let me see. Move over. Why am I missing you? It's just a circle. Square H star. Oh my God, are you kidding me? All right, 3799. Oh, I think that's like a fairy dust one. Let's see. The fairy dust ones are so pretty. $902 3799. No, why do I keep getting this confused with being a fairy dust? Couldn't be further than from anything being a fairy dust. Where's my little thing? Here. I think I might have these in another container because it doesn't look like there's enough in here. And I know the blue ones are in here. This is one of my favorite colors. This is a dark, ultra dark pewter gray. This is one of my favorite ones too. I love grays. Where am I? Because I moved everything around. I'm going to be right here. Alrighty. It's my girlfriend's birthday today. And I was like, what? I said, this one snuck up on me. What plans do you have today? And we, we were talking about like neither one of us can believe what age we are. And I said to my son, I told him I think it was yesterday, he looked like he was going to faint. I think my son still thinks I'm 27, and so he, he's looking at me like, oh my God, you're not going to be here forever. I could have saw the panic on his face. It's a sin. But my girlfriend's like, do you believe? Can you believe it? And like, she's still running. She's still doing like banquets and stuff. And she does her place that she works at. She's out and she's doing catering and stuff like that, and banquet coordinating really. She prepares for parties and stuff. She does like all the decorating, and she loves that. She loves getting the party ready and listening to what you want and making it happen. She loves all that. It's good, and it's like right near her home. She doesn't have to go far. If I had something close by like that, I would be doing that too. Because it's not that it's an easy gig, but when you've been doing it so many years, it's easy. She's, and you need good people like her when you're in the restaurant business to take care of, like you could trust, like, that they got it under control. And I don't know that this place really was doing anything like this before she came on board. I think that she kind of brought this, and like it's like every weekend she's got a party, because it spreads like wildfire. He definitely has the space, and now he has a banquet. He has someone that can do the coordination for him, and because when you're, this is like running an event and you are the diamond painting company, it's a lot. So like if you're the owner, you can't be, running the show of a party, you got other behind the scenes stuff that you got to do. So you need somebody that's good and reliable to do that, no matter what the party is, bridal shower, baby shower, maybe a brunch after a funeral and stuff like that. And John, last night, he went to this Italian American event with the boys. It was just for the guys. And our friend Carmen, who's got a catering place, he's ready to give it up. He's like, I'm done. He's done it for years, and now he wants to, he's like, I'm done. Like, I can't do it anymore. And his kids, they got their own thing. They don't want it. It's a shame. And Johnny went in the back office and was talking to him for, some time, and he's like, he's doing dialysis every day, or like, I think he said 3 days a week. I'm like, oh, that's too much. That just knocks you on your ass, but they do a great job. The food is excellent. The hall is beautiful. It's a really beautiful place. Like, anybody that's going to take that over, if he sells it like that, I'm sure they'll want to do some things, but they ain't going to have a lot to do. It's a shame, But you got to say, I put all these years in. I thought one of his girls was going to take it over because they usually work when he has a party. But, I wasn't aware that they had their own things that they were doing. And, like, they really didn't have the interest of, like, taking it over from their dad. But I don't really think, down where he is, he's got a lot of space. And I don't think he'll have any problem getting a price, enjoying the rest of his life, and enjoying, all your hard work that you put in. This is what you put all this work in for. And I think, too, sometimes when you pass it on to your kid, you're still not done. You pass it on to your kids, you're still not done, It's like you don't have a break from it, not like a clean break, You're still, you want to make sure that they're all right. You're going in the pitch hit, This way now it's a clean break. It's somebody else's, and you're done. Job well done. And go relax and move on with the next phase of your life, which could be hard being in the business that long, I think of the businesses that I owned, and I don't think about any of them like, oh, it's a shame they had to close. I think that they closed at the right time, and I moved on to other things, and learned other things, and it ran its course. I just think, like, I am so over the restaurant business. I really am. I'm over restaurants. I really am. I'm just over them. I just think that everything has gotten so out of hand and out of control, and so much money and high prices, and it's nice to go out and have a nice night out, but I think that the prices got to match the ambiance, the food quality, the service, for you to, if I'm going to go out and, it's going to be a $50 bill, then, I'm not looking for 5-star service, but if I'm going to go out and it's going to be like $200 a person, yeah. And it can be. It can be. Corner bars are costing you up, $150, because the prices are so high. Like I was telling you guys the other night, we went out with my cousin, and he had his son, he had his girlfriend, his child, me and John, my son, and him, my cousin and his girlfriend. That's a big nut. Like, how many people were at the table? It was Mike and Katie. It was Matt and his girlfriend. It was me and John and Josh. That's 7 people. I didn't have a drink because I just thought the prices were just too much for a corner bar. Just too much. But they do $15 a person with 6 people. So 30, 60, $90. 1 round of drinks. $90. Just 1 round of drinks. And they all didn't have 1 drink. I think I'm good with this guy. Who's next? This kind of funky looking, I don't know what that is. It's funky looking. So that one is there, and it's here, and it's somewhat in here. Okie doke. Do I have any in her shoe before I put you away? $26, okay. John really got himself a case, let me tell you. He got himself a case. He thinks that they're going to be going well into next week and maybe the week after. And then we get to hear all about it. The last sip just tasted like Christmas. All the chocolate on the bottom. Let me see what time. Oh, my son will be getting off of work. But it's Friday. So he usually doesn't pop by on a Friday. But he knows that I cooked. So he might come over. But I don't know what he does on a Friday. Usually he calls me. I'll be like, I have any packages? Why do I feel like I'm taking drills over here? Okay. Which one am I working with? This one? I don't even know anymore. This guy. I really wanted to use this point. Okay. Let me do this. You hear that glue dot? Let's turn you around. Look, see, as soon as I put it away, there's one right there. It's like it's laughing at you. I always say I'm going to leave one out of the drill that I used last because inevitably it's going to be laughing in my face when I go into the next drill. That's one thing about baggies. Like if you have your tray bricks, not a problem. You know, you just go and pop your tray brick open. It's there. Or if you have your Elizabeth Ward, you know, you just pop that open. Anybody? Let's see. Look, there's one here. Here's one here. Here's one here. Here. Of the last color that I had. Drives me nuts. Practice and patience. I do like using this to slide around, though. I really shouldn't even look at this side. I should just say, you know what? You're coming back. You're coming back. Did this one not go down where I think it went? Here's another one. And yet I watch people that have like, look, it's still on there. That means it didn't. Okay. I watch people that have like the camera right up on them, and like, I don't know, maybe that's how they never miss any. They probably are screencasting this to like their TV, and they could see where, because they seem to never miss one. They never miss one. I would love to know how to do that. And I keep saying I'm going to figure it out, or I'm going to learn it. And, you know, it's like, oh, I don't have time to do that right now. What I'm doing is just fine. See, I put that third glue dot in, and sometimes it gets too strong and it doesn't release, even though it makes a popping sound. I have not started the morning show. I can't remember where I left off. I can't remember what happened. I got to go back. Who was it that drove into a tree? Oh, Alec Baldwin. Yeah, Alec Baldwin drove into a tree. I think he had his brother in the car with him. Steven. Okay. Here's a couple more down here. I just want to see how this all shapes up with her hair in her hand. And is her face completely done? Oh, there's one little thing here. All right. Make sure I got everything up here. I'm going to leave the stick. Okay. Oh, right here. They're all right here. It's almost like you go symbol blind. Sometimes I forget which one. See how that didn't come off? Okay. So, now that I made it upstairs and put my pumpkins in the window, I'm thinking, this is a 2-day video and I don't want to overwhelm you guys. And I did say I would do like 5 minutes of yoga after all this diamond painting. So just sit up tall in your chair. You don't even have to, we're going to do chair yoga. We're not even going to get up. So I'm sure your shoulders, your head and your neck from being like this, you're collapsing into yourself. Gravity is always pushing down on us. So everything is collapsing. Your rib cage, your hips are probably feeling tight. I have goofy pants on too. Wanted to show you. Oh, maybe I won't show you any hip opener. Maybe I will. I don't know. I don't care. So oh my gosh, just doing that, I felt a crunch. Just no form. Just kind of lift your shoulders up and drop them down. Oh my God, I can feel crunching. Just let your arms go, your hands go, give them a shake. Let go of the pen. Roll your wrists one way, then the other. Give your fingers a stretch. You can open and close your palms. That feels so good. Open and close the palms. And then just sitting up in your chair. Now I have a pillow behind my back. Build a throne. It's one thing that I learned in Wake Up Yoga. When you sit down, usually we fold our blanket and we sit on the edge of the blanket. Sometimes you might need 2 blankets. Sometimes you might need 3 because you're sitting and you want to, everybody's spine has a different amount of space in between it. So if you see someone that goes into a deep back bend, I can go into a pretty deep back bend. That just means I have a lot of space in between my vertebrae. You might have less space between your vertebrae, and then your discs start to touch each other. They start to kiss each other, and it makes it, you can't do it. You can't. You're just not built that way, and it has nothing to do with being more flexible or being more, more, or you practice more, or you're more advanced, because I've seen advanced people start at a beginner level. So now that you've kind of dropped your shoulders, just be really conscious about your shoulders. And this took me a long time to do because this is a learned behavior. If you deal with stress and you are not taking the time during your day, absolutely during your day, to be like, I'm walking around with my shoulders in my ears. I can feel it. I can feel the tension starting to build. And it's very easy to do this when we're diamond painting. We're getting to a juicy part of our canvas. We want to just keep going. Just be conscious. Just move away from my ears. This took me years to do. You start talking to yourself and you're like, this is not working. It is working. It's a learned behavior. And the way that you learn to ignore your body and walk around like this because you're stressed, you will learn, put your shoulders down. Put your shoulders down. And they as soon as you put them down in the beginning, they creep right back up. This is all they know. So let's roll our shoulders. Take a breath in. Bring them up, roll them back, exhale out. You can breathe out through your nose, you can breathe out through your mouth. You might notice that you're developing a little hump in between your shoulder blades. And just know, if you don't take care of that now, it's just going to keep growing. So you don't want to be walking around with that you keep rolling your shoulders. I'm talking, I can't do both at the same time, but keep rolling your shoulders back. Just take it slow. You might hear a lot of crunching, but you're not going to after a few rounds of this, because what you're doing is you're oiling up the joints. You're oiling up. Okay, right now you're just stiff, but your thoracic spine goes this way. Just keep rolling your shoulders, keep breathing, and you're developing that hump in between your back. So as you keep rolling your shoulders, you can even put your fingertips on your shoulders. As you keep rolling your shoulders, use your elbows to make circles and then deepen that squeeze in between the shoulder blades. Deepen that squeeze. Just squeeze it back. You might even get a little bit of an adjustment. And then the next time that you exhale, drop your shoulders, drop your arms down, give them a little shake again. Open and close the fingers. This is important. You can even put your hands up against the edge of your desk. Let me show you. right here up against the edge of your desk, and push your fingers away. Lift your palms up. Give them a nice, separate your fingers as much as you can. Use the edge of your desk to push through there. You're gonna use your edge of your desk a few times here. The next thing I wanna move into is using your peace fingers and place them on the fatty part of your chin and gently press. Inhale, exhale and press. You're tipping your chin down. You're creating length in the spine. Inhale, exhale. Let it go. Come back to neutral. Inhale again. And then press. That is one of my favorite ones when I feel that my neck just feels crunchy, and not crunchy, but you feel like your head weighs about a bowling ball. Yeah, it's a lot of weight in your head, and it is balancing off of C1, cervical 1. If you take your tongue and touch the roof of your mouth, there's C1. It's balancing your head, it's rotating your head. Now that we've done some chin presses, let's drop the chin down just by ourselves. Drop it down. Inhale, exhale, bring it back up. Let the back of your head go towards the place in between your shoulder blades, and then bring it back up, and then drop it back down. We'll start to get some fluidity, some rhythm here. Exhale. Inhale to come up, exhale to float back. Inhale to come up, exhale to float down. Inhale to come up, and then you're going to drop your right ear to your right shoulder. Come back to center. Exhale, inhale, exhale over left ear to left shoulder. Inhale to come up. Exhale to drop the right ear to the right shoulder. And you'll notice that you're going to get a little bit more of a stretch each time you allow the weight of your head to do the work. Just let it drop. Get that stretch in here. It goes right into your shoulder. And come up. And then now we're going to just do one side. So I'm going to take my left hand, I'm going to put it on top of my head, and I'm not pulling my head, I'm just going to let it drop. And then use your fingers like you're on a piano. Pinky, ring finger, middle finger, forefinger, and decide which one. And then you can take your right arm out. Decide which one. You might find a spot that you're like, oh yeah, that's it. Let that right arm drop out. Drop down, let it drop down. Feel a nice stretch in there. Oh, it feels so good. Oh, these are so good to do even when you get up in the morning, and you can decide which finger. Maybe there's just one finger that if you put a little pressure on, it's like, oh yeah, that's it. And then come back up, shake it out. We're gonna drop over to the right side now. Lift your right arm, put it on your head, play the piano. Which one feels good? But let your left arm come out. Drop it down. And you'll be ready, you'll be refreshed, you'll be ready to go with your diamond painting session. Just taking a little bit of a time. Oh, it feels so good when you exhale out. You can really feel that release. Do it again. Inhale. And then exhale. Turning up the corners of the mouth is the best exercise. And then let it go. Let it come back up. Center yourself. Relax. You can keep your eyes opened or closed. And then I want you to just take your right hand, put it behind your neck. Rest your left hand. You don't have to do anything with it. And then just move your elbow over to the side. And then come back to center. And do this about 5 times. Just to open up the rib cage. Open up the waist. Important, because you're sinking, you're sitting. Drop it down, switch arms. Come over. Oh, tighter on the left. Oh, so much tighter on the left. Drop it down, bring your right arm up. Come over to the side. You can hold the side of your chair. Come over to the side. You can look up if you want. And then come over to the left. Inhale, exhale, drop down. Oh, so much tighter on the left. Open up, and I'm right-handed. Open up. Let your heart point up towards the sky. And then bring it back down. We'll do the other side. Let's see if we got any deeper range of motion. Bring it up. Inhale. Exhale, come over. Take an inhale. And then look up. Just rotate ever so slightly. Looking up at the sky. Inhale, come up on the left. Exhale, come over to the side. Take a breath in. And then exhale, rotate open. Building a little heat. Chair yoga is no joke, okay? So let's keep that. Let's bring our arms out. Bring your elbows in, and you could just do some rotation right to left. You can even, if you want, well, let's do a deeper stretch. Let's just go like a washing machine, right to left. Just a few times, just to open up the waist. This helps with your digestion too. Keep breathing. Loosen your jaw. If you find that you're doing this, stop. Drop the shoulders down. Now, if you want to take your left hand, put it on your right thigh, and then just come over. Maybe you grab the back of your chair. Maybe you let your arm sling over your chair. I love this. It gives me a little bit of an adjustment. And then just look over. Breathe in. Breathe out. Drop the shoulders down. They might still be climbing. And then let go. Shake it out. Right hand, left leg. Begin to twist. You can even grab onto your leg. Give yourself a little bit of momentum by grabbing on. You can hug the back of your chair. Breathe in, lift up, get tall. Exhale, let it go. Drop the shoulders down. I want to do one more. I opened up your rib cage a little bit. Might be nice to open up the hips, but let's do one more for the head, neck, and shoulders. So you have the edge of your table. If you've ever taken a yoga class and you've done a cat-cow, where you're on your hands and knees and you're pressing into the hands and you're coming into a cow pose, and then you're exhaling and you're rounding in. You could do the same thing seated. You could do a seated cat-cow. You don't have to put your hands on your desk if you don't want to. You could just put them on your legs, hug your knees, right? So you're going to drop your chin. We've done that already. Drop the chin, roll the shoulders forward, and really press the spine out towards the back of the wall. Pull your belly button in. And then exhale, come up, lift the chin up, look up. And you're gonna make a backward C with your spine. And then inhale, exhale, roll forward, roll into yourself. And then exhale. I love cat-cow. Healthy spine. Now, if you want to do something for your hips, maybe your low back is screaming, maybe your hips are like, oh God, stop. So let me move back. Here, I'm going to take my foot. I have crazy clothes on today. I'm going to take my foot, I'm going to put my right ankle on my left leg. So here we go. See that? And all I'm going to do, my other foot is firmly on the floor. All I'm going to do is just come forward. That's it. Stop when you feel it open. You're going to feel this in your hip. You're going to feel your hip open. And just drop your head down. And you'll do that on both sides. I just relax my hands. You could put a pillow in front of you. If you have low back pain, you might want to put a pillow in front of you that you could lean on. And you're going to feel your hip begin to open. And the trick of this is, as you continue to do this and I continue to talk, the trick of this is to come into your breath, breathe in, breathe out, and really notice the little micro movements that are happening. Relax into it, and you'll start to feel, you'll be like, oh, what is that? You know, notice if you are clenching your jaw, let it go. Notice if you are holding your thigh, you're gripping your thigh, you're engaged. You don't want to engage any of the muscle. You just want to let it be. You're just casually sitting like this. And then you begin to come forward. And you begin to notice, oh, okay. Am I gripping? Am I gripping my kneecaps? Am I gripping my feet? Let them go. Are my shoulders climbing? Let them go. Am I holding my jaw? Let it go. And just breathe. And you'll begin to notice, you'll start to feel in that, you'll begin to feel the ball and socket. The ball is the head of your femur bone. The socket is your hip. You'll begin to feel that musculature. It starts to release. It starts to let go because it's juicing up. You're bringing blood flow there. It's kind of like putting a plug in a sink. The blood is starting to meet in that area. And you know what happens when you get blood flow and oxygen? Because you're breathing. If you breathe in through your nose and out through your nose, that's different than breathing in your nose and out your mouth. When you drag the breath in through the nose and out through the nose, 100% oxygen. And notice when you do that exhale, you start to notice that, oh, I can maybe drop a little bit further. I can release a little bit more. And then come back up. Gently remove that leg, even if you have to use your hand to bring it down. And then you're going to feel like, that's pulling the plug out of the sink. That's, oh my God, all that blood that met in that area, pulling the plug out, and it just starts to rush down the leg. Your leg might feel warm, your leg might feel cold, your leg might feel warmer than the other leg, it might feel longer than the other leg. Just kick your leg in and out, make any movements that feel good. Maybe you take your foot like a windshield wiper, and then do the other side. Always do the other side. Both sides are different. Not only are they different, like, give yourself time to relax. You're not going anywhere. You're here right now. You're just going to relax and enjoy getting to know your body, getting to know this feeling. Because right now your body's saying, what is she doing? She doesn't do, or he. What are you guys doing? You haven't done this before. Let your knee drop out. Be relaxed. Maybe you need a pillow underneath your knee. Whatever you need, a washcloth, a towel, everything works. And then just slowly you begin to come forward. Now, not only is the left side different because maybe you're right hand dominant or left hand dominant, but your right femur bone is different, and your left femur bone is different, and your left hip socket is different. Your pelvis looks like a butterfly. It looks like this. Okay? And then your femur bone is clicking in there. Now, John's hip, left hip, falls out all the time. Oh yeah, it's, he's like a Lego. And that's because his left hip socket, of course, is different than the right. No one is symmetrical on both sides. If you look at an x-ray of your right and left hip, you're going to see maybe one's a little bit longer, a little bit shorter, a little bit fatter on the top, a little rounder. It's different. And then you just kind of relax. You could do this while you're watching TV and you're doing something great for your hips. You do it while you're watching TV. Right now, I am window staring. I'm waiting for the horns to start honking because they had to stop for like a second. They just can't zip down the street. Turn the corners of the mouth up so you don't clench the jaw. Wear the shoulders, bring them down. Breathe in. Breathe out. Notice what is going on. Really tune into the inside of your body. And what else are you doing other than bringing oxygen to the area and bringing blood flow to the area? And blood flow means new cells. It means oxygen going into those cells. What you're doing is, and the reason why you don't engage the muscle, we don't want to put any activity on the muscle. We want to get underneath the muscle, and we can't do that if it's like this, if you're clenching or if you're engaging the muscle. We want it to relax. Both sides, not just one side, both sides. I just let go of my right thigh muscle. Because I'm talking, I'm not paying attention to my body, I'm paying attention to you guys. Okay, let me relax. So I'm going underneath the muscle, and I'm going into what is attaching the muscle to the skeleton. And what is attaching the muscle to the skeleton is called fascia. You have fascia throughout your entire body. It connects everything together. And you know, the more we learn about fascia, we're learning that it's its own blood flow. You will see blood move into this. It looks like a very intricate spider web. You know, if you ever peeled back the skin, you took the skin off the chicken and you see that white stringy stuff, that's the membrane. It's attaching the skin to the muscle, and it's attaching the muscle to the nervous system, and it's attaching that all together to the bone structure. It's its own blood flow. You're bringing blood not only into the joint and into the muscle by relaxing, but into the fascia. And this is very juiced up when we're younger. Do you ever see how fast kids take off? Right? They're low to the ground and they take off really quickly because they have so much elasticity. So we're going to bring that back in. As you get older, it gets stiff because you're not using it. So we're going to bring that back in. You might feel that you're like a rag doll. That's the best way I can. You're a rag doll. Somebody just put you on the shelf with your ankle on your opposite leg, and you're just ragdolling down. And the more you breathe through this, the more you're gonna get lower and lower and lower. And getting lower doesn't mean anything. It just means you met your edge. My ravens, you're meeting your edge, and then you can decide. For some people, they feel like they feel that release, and right away they jump back up. They're like, oh no, I'm not comfortable with this. I don't know what this is. I don't want to, whatever it is. But you just sit. You don't come to any conclusion. Just like the reading, because you like to sing doesn't mean that you conclude that you're a singer. Just because you can come further, just because you can feel it opening up doesn't conclude that you have to go any further. You can stay right where you are and just be like, no, this is a juicy spot. I don't want to go any further. Because going a little bit further opens up all new things. Okay, I think we're long enough on this leg. And then just let it go. Stretch your legs out, windshield wiper the feet, roll the ankles one way and then the other, wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, drop the shoulders, relax everything. Maybe you're feeling right now like, I want to go take a nap. Go take a nap. Go lay down on the floor, lay down on the sofa, lay down in your recliner. But when you get up, you're going to feel like a really nice juiciness in your hips. And that has been your yoga session for today. I really like that I anchored this in. It was such a long session. I'm still not done my canvas, but that's okay. That's okay. I really wanted to get this in there because I'm going to have a lot of editing to do. So I'm like, we're going on 3 hours here. we had WIP Chat. Then we had a diamond painting sesh. Then we had another little chat with Self-Care Sunday. And then we had a yoga session. And if it's not long enough, I'm going to keep playing music in the background too, I think. Very low. If it's not long enough, then we'll just, I'll add more music. I'll add more stuff. Maybe I'll add all the things that I talked about in like little cards going by. And so you have like a little bit of a music session now instead of me just cutting off. And I will see you on Monday when Drawer 12 goes back. Oh yeah, he's going back. He's going back. They didn't conclude anything. It's probably going to be another full week and maybe even another full week. I'm like, oh my God, this is just a civil case. I would hate to see, if you got on a murder trial, I probably wouldn't see you. I don't think they would put anybody up in the city of Philadelphia. They tell you to go home. But he did come home and he He's like, I can't see anything. I can't read anything. And I'm like, well, not for nothing, but I don't even know what the hell you're talking about. I can't say anything. Let me tell you, he's already friends, with everybody that works there. He's, you guys that know John, you know what I'm talking about. I don't have to elaborate. But anyway, I'm gonna go do my editing now because I need to get this. I need to get the canvas done, and I got to get done the post that I made. And I have to I want to get my canvas done. I want it to be done October the 24th. What was your say? Okay, October the 24th. You guys are with me. You're with me for the prizes next week. Next Friday the 24th. You're with me at 7 p.m. And hopefully you got all your stuff in. Is today Saturday? Yes, you have until tonight midnight. If I get this up, then you'll know. If I get this up, you have until midnight tonight to get your canvas up to be eligible for next week's prizes. Okay? This has been fun. I hope you're feeling good. I will see you on Monday.